Oh, okay. Okay, so we're going to show you how to rotate the wet end of the pump. Right now it's facing what we call vertical, and we're going to change it to horizontal. The pump has two parts. There's the motor and the wet end. And basically the wet end is connected to the motor by the shaft, of course, which is the impeller, which spins down there. And then you see these four posts here. This is there's two up top and then two on the bottom. And these posts have what we call through bolts. They go all the way from the post to the back of the motor, and you can access those posts, loosen them up, and then rotate the wet end. So that's what we're going to do right now. The best tool to use for this is what we call a nut driver. This is a 1/4 inch nut driver. It has a 1/4 inch socket on it. Really is the easiest way to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to be able to get to those two bolts at the top, we'll have to remove the motor cover back here. Easiest way to do it is just put your nut driver in there and lefty-loosey take it apart, pop off the cover. This one's kind of stubborn. So just pop off the cover, and we'll get the camera in here and show you. You have your four bolts here. There's one right there. There's one on the other side right here. There's one down at the bottom here. And then of course one underneath the capacitor right there. So what we're going to do is just loosen them up using the nut driver. This one's a little tricky because of this little capacitor cover. Okay, we'll start here instead. Unbelievable. So basically you just loosen it up. You don't have to pull it completely out. Just far back that it clears the threads that are inside this post on the wet end. So we're going to loosen all four bolts. And this little capacitor is in the way here, so I don't want to hurt that. So I'm just going to loosen the capacitor strap, and then so I can get to it, I'm just going to. There we go. Okay. Now that all the bolts are loosened and I've pulled them back just a little bit. Okay. Now we can rotate the pump. Right now it's totally spinning freely, so I can go basically 90 degrees this way, or I can take it 90 degrees this way. So just figure out your orientation, what works best for you. I think you said 3 o'clock, so we're going to go to 3 o'clock. And just line up the holes. There's holes in these posts, so just line them up on the holes there, and slap in your through bolts. And the easiest way I find to do it is once you find one, if you tighten it, pretty much everything else falls right into place. If you have trouble with it going in there, just wiggle around the wiggle that plastic part so you can find the hole. This one doesn't want to go in for some reason. If that's the case, we'll just loosen it up a little bit so we can attach it a little easier. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're all nice and tight, not too tight, but firm. Okay, And then I'm going to go ahead and put this capacitor back to where it was and tighten the strap back down. There we go. And the last step is putting the motor cover back on. Just slap it on there. Tighten it up. And that's all there is to it. And now you can see your pump has a rotation in what we call a horizontal rotation. And if you ever need to put it back to the vertical for any other reason, you just reverse the process. And that's all there is to it.